The woman behind a massive search that started in Midtown is now on trial. Raisa Kingney is accused of shooting and killing two people, starting at an apartment complex, along with injuring a third person. The search for her eventually ended at the airport, where she was arrested and taken into custody. Kingney was initially found not competent to stand trial.
Atlanta News First, Yasmin Alston joins us live from the Fulton County Courthouse in downtown Atlanta. So, Yasmin, the prosecutors argue the shooting was calculated and that Kenya wanted vengeance.
That's right, but her attorneys argue she is not guilty by reason of insanity and say she was in a dark place long before the shooting incident. No cameras were allowed in the courtroom as a sketch artist captured Raisa Kingney on Monday as she stands trial for a 2022 Midtown shooting spree that killed two, injured one, and had the Midtown community on high alert. Prosecutors argue Kingney acted out of anger when she allegedly fatally shot Michael Shinners and injured Michael Horn at the 1280 West Condos, where they worked and she lived, before going to 1100 Peachtree Street, where she allegedly shot and killed her supervisor, Wesley Freeman, at the BDO company office. After the alleged shootings, police say Kingney took a taxi from Midtown to the airport, where she was arrested. Prosecutors told jurors Kingney had a hit list that named, quote, people who attacked her, and police initially said the shootings were targeted, noting two of her victims were named in a lawsuit that she filed. According to them, Kingney took a private shooting lesson the day before the incident. Prosecutors called their first several witnesses today, including a woman who was working in the 1280 West condo office, and described the moments Kingney allegedly came in with a gun and started shooting to the moments when police were called. The woman was emotional, recalling what happened, and testified that Kingney pointed the gun at her as well. Kingney's attorney argues she is not guilty by reason of insanity and says they are focused on proving the why and not the what in this case, saying there was mental illness at the time of the incident. And Kingney faces multiple charges, including felony murder and aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Live at the Fulton County Courthouse, Yasmin Alston, Atlanta News First.